Tonight, we debate 8 2010s Ben Affleck films. Welcome to Debate 8. My name is Adam Douglas. We have a great show for you tonight. For those of you who are new, this may be your first time here. You might be asking, what is Debate 8? Well, this is sort of the show where film fandom and sports kind of collide and make a baby, and we have a fun time here. What we do is we take a tournament bracket, your standard tournament bracket, and then we pick a topic in film fandom. We take 8 things from that topic, and by the end of the show, we go through the bracket, and you're going to be here voting live, deciding who makes it through and who makes it to the end. And tonight's topic is actually a pretty good one. We're doing the 2010 films of Ben Affleck, which is funny because a couple weeks ago, we had our tournament show with the Way Back being one of the competitors, and in a shocker and an upset, the Way Back came and won the whole thing. And so I guess we got a lot of Ben Affleck fans in the house. And tonight's guest, Jacob Anders from Jacob Anders Reviews, is a Ben Affleck fan as well. So this is going to be a really good one, and we will introduce him in a second. Just a big shout out to Captain Pennsylvania. Eli Taylor is here already. People are going to be trickling in for sure. But without any further ado, I don't want to keep him waiting for too long. So let's get him on the program. Let's bring our guest in. We have Jacob Anders, like I said, from his YouTube channel, Jacob Anders Reviews. Jacob, welcome to the show, my man. How are you tonight?
Pretty good, man. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Definitely an honor. I'm a big fan of your channel for sure. And, you know,
Thanks.
For those people who may not know who you are, why don't you let them know who you are and what your channel is all about?
Well, my channel is all about movies and reviewing them. I don't really get to review all the newest movies right away, so I usually just review whatever I get my hands on. Some smaller stuff, some obscure stuff, the new stuff when I can. And I have a series on video game movie reviews I've been doing for like a year.
Nice.
And besides that, just review whatever I can get my hands on, trying to have a good time with it and spread the love.
Awesome. And definitely, for everyone needs to go check out his channel. All the links and everything to social media and the YouTube channel are in the descriptions below. Jacob, what's your history with Ben Affleck? I know you're a fan, so as an overall whole of his career, how do you feel about
it? I wasn't a fan of his at first, honestly, but as he went on and grew as an actor and filmmaker, especially directing, when he started directing, that's when I became a Ben Affleck fan. And I was one of the few people that when they said he was going to be Batman, everybody was really just down on it, and I just thought, it'll be better than George Clooney, so it couldn't be too bad. So I've been a fan of his probably since around the time all these movies started coming out, is when I was a true Ben Affleck fan, I guess.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, you can't get much worse than George Clooney, so it was only up from there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of people were down on that casting, but hey, I thought we talked about this before. I think he definitely was awesome, and he pulled it through. And for as much crap as sometimes people give BVS and Justice League, I think he was the shining star in all of those.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and we'll definitely get to those films today. So like I said, we are due a tournament bracket. So let's jump into the bracket right now. And we'll take a look at the seedings and the matchups, definitely of the first round here. A couple of these I think are going to be real tough. It's going to be some great conversations we're going to have. So our first matchup in the first round is the number 1 seed of Argo going up against the number 8 seed of Justice League. The second matchup is the number 4 seed, The Accountant, going up against the number 5 seed of Triple Frontier. I think that one's going to be closer than expected. Number 3 seed of Gone Girl going up against the number 6 seed Live by Night. I'm very interested to see everyone's opinion about Live by Night. We'll see if that one's a close one. And of course, we rounded out with the number 2 seed of The Town going up against the number 7 seed of Batman v Superman. It's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah.
This first matchup, Argo against Justice League. This is definitely an interesting one. Argo, obviously, directed by Ben Affleck, not only starring him. This ended up winning Best Picture at the Academy Awards, going up against Justice League, which, has its issues. Yeah, very much did not. So, what do you think about these two films, and what about the matchup as a whole? What do you think?
This is a tough one. It's not a tough decision. I know exactly what I'm going to choose, but it's a tough one because I know Justice League gets a lot of hate, but I like Justice League, and I was hoping, I didn't expect to win, but I was hoping to get a little further than the first round, and it's not. Argo is a superior movie in every shape, form, or fashion. Regardless of what Justice League could have been with the, somebody's got was going to say it, the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, just get it out. At the beginning, let's just get it out of the way.
Yeah, Argo is just better. But I got to talk about Justice League for a minute. People give it a lot of crap. I like Justice League. It's a fun movie. It's not the Avengers killer that we were hoping for, and it's not the best that it could have been, but there's a lot worse out there, especially in the comic book movie genre. It was a good time. I went in, I wasn't expecting much when I went in, maybe that's why I enjoyed it more.
Right.
But it's a good time. It's cool. It's fine. But Argo, man, I just recently watched this. Surprisingly enough, this is a movie that I've been meaning to watch for a long time. And when you invited me on here, I looked it up and gave it a watch. That Argo's a really good damn movie. It's an amazing movie, and the fact that it's a true story and crazy stuff that happens in that movie, you're sitting there wondering like, this actually happened. What the hell? It's hard for me to find many flaws in Argo. It's a pretty damn perfect movie.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, you know what? We're getting an echo. Okay, hold on one second.
Who knew?
Let's see if I can.
Probably me.
No, I've been getting an echo the last two shows, and I'm not sure why. It's probably because just you guys in the chat. Let me know if the echo gets any better. I promise you. I told this to Jacob earlier. I am in the process of buying a new computer. Okay, so I promise you that very soon, all of this echo stuff, all this sound is gonna get fixed. So let me know, guys, in the chat if things are getting better. Captain Pennsylvania agrees with you. He says Justice League was better than it gets credit for. I'm not the biggest Justice League fan. Unfortunately, I really do like BVS. Actually, I think that one I really enjoy that film. But you're right. Argo's one of those films where, I think Ben Affleck definitely should have gotten a Best Director nomination for this film. The way that he was able to just sort of make a film that was so almost like almost true, like really true to the story of what happened, and it wasn't one-sided, and the ability to get the performances out of Bryan Cranston and Alan Arkin and John Goodman and all of these people in the film, he just did an incredible job. It was the third film he ever directed, which is insane that your third film is this good. I agree with you. Without a doubt, I think Argo is the better one.
It is. And I mean, I don't know. Ben Affleck came along while I was growing up. So I remember when he first started. To think that the guy from was he in Skulls or no School Ties? I think it was School Ties.
Yes.
That guy is now directing Academy Award-winning Argo. It's just crazy to me. And what I really liked about Argo is one of those movies that you hear about it. You're not really hyped about it. You're like, how are they going to make this interesting? How do you make it seem interesting in the trailer? And it's one of those movies that I usually don't see right away because I'm not very hyped about it. Then I go see it. Oh my god, that was amazing. And I thought it was really good how he took this premise that could have been told in a really boring way, in a really vanilla boring way, and he just made it exciting. Because that movie is exciting. It's got just the right amount of humor and thrills and suspense. It's a really good movie. It's the best movie I've seen in quite a while.
Yeah, I agree. Let's do this. Let's throw up the poll because I'm very interested to see what people have to say. I obviously I think this is definitely going to be a blowout. I can't imagine that Justice League really gets any votes, unfortunately. So for those of you who are new, if you want to vote, we do it right here. We do it right in the chat. Just do !vote1 in the chat. Make sure you do a space in between the word vote and one. So do !vote1 if you want to vote for Argo. Do !vote8 if you want to vote for Justice League. I'm with you. I'm definitely gonna go Argo. There's no way I'm voting for Justice League. As much as I enjoy Justice League, as much as I think people do enjoy that movie, it's not winning. I don't think it's winning.
I was hoping it wouldn't go against something like Argo. I was hoping to go against like Live by Night or something.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's probably. I mean, even Live by Night, I don't think would crack the top 4 even to make it. But who knows? Who knows how far Live by Night's even gonna make it if it gets by what's up? I
have anything to say about it. Not far.
Yeah, right. Let's see. Nerdy Blurb TV is here. He says, what's up?
Ryan.
What's up? He said crazy feedback. Yes, I know. I cannot hear any feedback. So I'm hoping that it just kind of corrects itself because I don't hear anything. Do you hear anything? Any feedback?
No.
Yeah. So hopefully it fixes itself. Hopefully it's an internet issue and it'll correct itself. If not, I apologize. But that's sort of gonna have to. Hold on. Let me just make you a little bigger there. There we go. All right.
Hey, I'm back.
Hey, there we go. Okay. So we got 57 seconds left. Look at that. So a little bit of. Look at that. You went for Justice League over Argo. Look at that. Even after all that.
I still want. I know Argo's going to win, and I want Argo to win. It deserves it. But Justice League was so sad down there by itself.
There have been plenty of times where I have voted just so that it made it look a little nice. I didn't want the complete blowout. Let's see.
It was a sympathy vote, Justice League. Is what it is.
Let's see. Nerdy Blurb says feedback usually comes from the speakers. If you all wear headphones, it might fix it. I'm
wearing headphones.
We're wearing headphones. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea why it's happening. Unfortunately, without knowing why, I don't know how to fix it. Oh, unless I do. Hold on. Let's see if I do. Let's see. Can you hear me, Jacob? Yes.
I can't hear anything now.
Okay. All right. There we go. All right. Let's see if that fixed it possibly. Okay. Well, the matchup has closed, and to no big surprise, Argo is moving on to the next round. So, but only 75% of the vote. I think, honestly, though, in the long run, I think it's going to be very difficult for pretty much any movie to kind of overtake it. It's gonna, it's gonna be a long haul for anyone to take over Argo, I think. But let's look at the next matchup of this first round. the number 4 seed of The Accountant going up against the number 5 seed of Triple Frontier. Now, Triple Frontier, a Netflix movie, obviously. From all, general consensus, I don't know, this movie's weird. This is one of those where the critics enjoyed it. Fans were very mixed about it. So not so much. And The Accountant, I thought was a really good movie that nobody saw. It didn't do very well at the box office, but I thought it was I wouldn't even say underrated, because people who saw it seemed to enjoy it. So it's just underseen. How do you feel about these two movies and this matchup?
I'm with you, man. I just recently watched Triple Frontier. Just hadn't got around to it. I'd heard that it was okay, so I wasn't in a big hurry. So I watched it, and I thought it was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't lighting the world on fire, but it was very focused on its story. It had a story to tell, and it stuck to it and went through with it. It was pretty good. It's a little long in the tooth. They probably could have cut off a little bit of it. I mean, maybe like a good 20-25 minutes could have been taken out of it, and it probably would have been a bit tighter.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, it was fine. The Accountant, I'm totally with you. Nobody, if you mention that movie, most people don't even know what you're talking about. They don't even know you mentioned the movie where Ben Affleck's a hitman with autism, and they're like, "What? He made that?"
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that has to do with the marketing. I mean, I vaguely remember the trailers, and they were really just bland. They didn't really do anything for it.
Right.
And just nobody, like you said, nobody's ever talking about it. Everyone who has seen it actually really liked it, and I did too. I was surprised by it when I saw it. It's been I saw it when it first came out, so it's been a little while, but I remember I have really good memories of it, and it had some really good action, an interesting story. His character was really interesting and played really well. I just, in my opinion, up against Triple Frontier, it wins hand over fist.
Yeah, I totally agree. And by the way, Ryan, let's just know that the audio is much better. I was messing with some of the stuff while you were talking, so I think we are all squared away now, which is awesome. So for those of you who have stuck through watching this video, I apologize, but I think we are on track again. I pretty much, not too much of a debate, at least for this matchup for us, because I agree. I thought, Triple Frontier did feel a little long. That seems to be a common thread for these Netflix movies, that it's because it's streaming, because you don't really have to worry about people watching a movie in a theater, that sometimes they are reluctant to edit out some of the stuff that normally maybe studios would do in a theatrical release. So I agree. But I do have to say that the acting in Triple Frontier I thought was great. I thought all of these guys were perfect cast for their roles, and the camaraderie between all of them and the chemistry that they had was really good. So those are, I think, some positives for Triple Frontier. Even though I thought it was an okay movie, it wasn't. It's forgettable. Unfortunately, it's a forgettable movie.
Yeah.
Now the Accountant, I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat saying they haven't even seen it. Like Nerdy Blurb hasn't seen it. Sir Nerd a Lot hasn't seen it.
Told you.
So, but yeah, you're 100% right, which is such a shame. I'm telling you guys, go watch this movie. I promise you're gonna enjoy it. But I like what you said about the marketing. The marketing, I think, really hurt this movie. A part of it because I think this is definitely a hard movie to market in general.
Sure.
Especially without giving anything away. And I think that was tough for them in the marketing. But I agree. I think The Accountant is a much better film, and they're supposed to be making a 2, supposedly at some point. So I think it's definitely a film that will get more attention if they actually make any progress with a second one.
For sure.
So we'll see. I don't know.
But I didn't know they were making a part 2. Cool.
It was one of those like news blurbs that like they're thinking about it. I don't know if there's any like real traction with it, but it was definitely a news. It was in the cycle of the news for sure. All right, let's do it. Let's bring up the poll here. Oh, say that again.
So it's coming out in 2031.
Yeah. We got 11 years to go. All right, so the poll is up. Let's see what the people have to say on this one. For this matchup, if you want to vote for The Accountant, do exclamation vote for. If you want to do Triple Frontier, go ahead and do exclamation vote 5 right in the chat. Don't have to go anywhere else. Sometimes a lot of people do the straw polls. For this show, we do it right here in chat. You don't have to go anywhere. So far, we got 2 votes in for The Accountant. Not really surprised, and I'm going to add my vote to The Accountant. There's no way Triple Frontier wins this, right?
Only way it would be is that more people saw it. People just don't know what the hell The Accountant is.
I mean, that is a thing. That may not be what happens here tonight, but one thing to say about these Netflix films, a lot of ease of accessibility, and I'm not going to say that it's the direction that everyone's going, because theatrical experience will always be there, but I'm hoping for better movies. Netflix, on the Netflix side, I would say 1 out of every 5 ends up being good so far. So
you made a really good point about I hadn't even thought about it. The length of these Netflix movies like Triple Frontier, they don't have a studio saying, "Hey, I need you to get it down to 2 hours so we can get more butts and seats and turn."
Yeah.
That's a really good point. I hadn't thought of that, and that makes actually a lot of sense.
Yeah, but they shouldn't rely on that though, for sure. They should be treating it like it was theatrical. I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with a long movie, and if you have the convenience of pausing it, and going to the bathroom or going and get another snack, that is the experience that people are looking for when they're watching these Netflix films. It's just sometimes you just gotta bite the bullet, no pun intended for that movie, and you gotta cut out some stuff. It just has to happen.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sir Nerdalot jumps in and says, The Accountant sounded like a movie I would like, but never even heard about it. And that's what you were saying with the marketing, that here's a movie. I mean, look at this cast. Look at this poster. Right here. Ben Affleck, Anna Kendrick, J.K. Simmons, John Barenthal. I mean, it's an all-star lineup. Yeah, even look at Triple Frontier. I mean, these are all-star lineups that people aren't seeing, and I guess you got to blame marketing on that one, right? I mean, or just general interest. I maybe was down when these movies came out. I'm not sure. Okay, we got 2 seconds left on the clock, so I think we are gonna call it. Again, not surprised on this one. I knew that The Accountant would probably move on. I didn't think Triple Frontier was gonna do it. So The Accountant is moving on. You're not surprised by this one, right, Jacob?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, just like we kind of predicted. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's go back to our bracket. So that's going to be a very interesting, possibly, matchup in the second round of Argo and The Accountant. So let's move on to the next matchup. And I absolutely know which way Jacob's going this way, because he's already declared his hate for Live by Night. But we got the number 3 seed of Gone Girl going up against the number 6 seed of Live by Night. Tell me about these films. What do you think about this matchup?
Live by Night. It seems like all these matchups you have. By the way, I've seen one when it first came out, and the other one I just recently watched. Was this? Live by Night. I actually just finished about 5 minutes before you and I got on here.
So it's fresh. It's right in the front of your
very
brain.
fresh. I watched. I didn't love Live by Night. I really up to this point, up till Live by Night, have really loved Ben Affleck's directing movies, the movies he's directed. And this one something was missing. It had good parts and it had good performances. Sometimes there's some parts where I don't know, like the accents were off or the direction was off. It just seemed like he didn't. It's not that he didn't know what he was doing. He didn't know what he should be doing. It's like it was really long and drug in some parts, and all of his other movies had just really moved at a good clip and never gotten boring. And this one was just kind of the whole time. And I heard a lot of people say, "Oh, it started out so strong and then it dipped." Not for me. For me, it started out really bad. I mean, when the first like 10 or 15 minutes, I was like, "What the hell am I watching?" And then the part with the bank robbery happens, and it picked up for a bit. And I was like, "Okay, we're back on track." And then it dipped down again and picked up in the end, and it's like a roller coaster of a movie. I just I don't know. I don't know if they should have cut some out, or if there was some other, because a movie's not made just by one person. It's not just Ben Affleck making it. Maybe there were some other people behind the scenes that he changed out, and they didn't mesh well together. I don't know, but this movie it didn't do it for me. Gone Girl was one of those movies like we were talking about with Argo. I'd heard all this stuff about it. I think the book was real big, if I remember correctly, and then they made the movie. And I knew it was probably going to be good. Everybody was saying it was, and but I didn't. I wasn't real hyped to see it. Nothing about it just said, "Oh, I got to see this." But then I saw it, and Gone Girl's really damn good. I mean, once again, he took this story that could have been told in a really dull, drab way and made it exciting and interesting. And I don't want to say too much about that movie, because if you haven't seen it, there's lots of twists and turns. I don't want to ruin it for people, but it's a really good movie with some parts in it that you're just kind of like, "Oh, wow, okay, that just happened."
Yeah, I'm gonna lean towards agreeing with you on this one. Say Live by Night. I think we can look back at Live by Night now that we know what Ben Affleck's life was like back in 2016, 2017 when this came out, and clearly his mind wasn't in it. It wasn't. I mean, here's the thing. Live by Night was a okay movie, and when you are an extremely talented director, which I personally think Ben Affleck is, on your worst day you're just going to put out okay. And if it was but in a lesser director's hand, this thing could have been one of the worst movies ever. It wasn't great, but it was fine. That you're right. It felt scatterbrained, and I think that it just was what's going on in his life at the time. Now, Gone Girl, I think this movie's awesome. I love this movie. It's what a thriller this is. It's creepy, and it has you on the edge of your seat. And there are so many scenes in this movie that make you so uncomfortable. It made me so uncomfortable in like a good way.
I know what you're talking about.
David Fincher, man, what a director, putting this movie together. Ben Affleck did an awesome job in this movie. He really knocked it out of the park. And so for me personally, it's definitely Gone Girl all the way. I don't think there's any question about that. But you know what? It's not about what we say. It's about what the people say. So let's bring up our poll right now. If you want to vote for Gone Girl, which I'm pretty sure all of you are probably going to, do exclamation vote 3 in the chat. If you want to vote for Live by Night, if for some reason this was your cup of tea, exclamation vote 6 in the chat. Me personally, I'm definitely going to go Gone Girl. Let me see what the people in the chat are saying. Let's see. Sir Nerdless says, I read the book because of Gone Girl. That good. Yeah, and you were saying that, how it was a very popular book. I personally, I did not read it myself, but I did hear that it was very big, for sure. Captain Pennsylvania, I fell asleep watching Live by Night. It was 17 days long, it felt like. Yeah.
Yes.
He also goes to say, Gone Girl is really solid, probably my favorite, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be a competitor in the second round, for sure. Let's see. He also says, since I come every week, if I can, I'll watch a few of these movies. I just watched Live by Night two nights ago. Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things where we got the topic, and even you didn't even see it until today. So, and I'm sure that it wasn't necessarily on the top of the rewatch list, for a lot of people, just because, it's fine. It's an okay movie.
It's all right. I mean, it took me. Actually, I finished it today.
So you didn't even start it today.
I started it a few days ago, I typically watch movies all the way through, and this movie was so all over the place. I had to take breaks.
Not good. Not good. Not good when you have to stop. Just imagine if you were in the theater watching this movie. Might have left. Possible.
Too hard-headed for that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I would have wanted to.
You know what I did like about the movie? Since this movie's not moving on, so let me say a couple more things about the movie. That way, since this is the last time we're going to be talking about it, I really enjoyed the production design of this film. I thought they really did a really good job with that. The look, the style, the cinematography, I thought was on point. I think technically as a film, I thought it was good, which is why I don't think it's like one of the worst movies ever, because it has a lot of parts of it that were actually pretty decent. It was just the story and the directing that kind of went off the rails a bit.
I'm with you. I mean, I don't think it's a terrible movie, honestly. And it does, like, its production values from a technical standpoint. The movie's very competent. I mean, it looks good. It sounds good. It's well directed technically.
Right.
But just some of the performances, there's inconsistencies there. And like I said, like some of the accents are just sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. And the story is just, it's not a 2 hour and change story, but that's how long the movie is, even though it seems longer. But I mean, it's okay. And I think one of the things that really makes it seem even worse is that leading up to this, you've got like Argo, The Town, and you've got all these great movies that he's directed. So you're expecting that, and you get this.
Right. Yeah, it wasn't great. We don't need to sugarcoat it. It was terrible. Okay. All right. So the poll has finished, and again, not a big surprise. 100% of the vote. I think that's, this first round might be like that, but I think once we get into the second round, I think that's where we're going to see some really good debates here, because I don't necessarily know that me and you are going to agree on some of these things moving on. But let's get Gone Girl in there. Let's go back to our bracket. Let's take a look. All right, so Gone Girl is moving on. The last matchup of the first round is the number 2 seed, The Town, going up against the number 7 seed, Batman v Superman. We're both big fans of Affleck as Batman, but here's The Town of his sophomore directing debut. How do you feel about these films? How do you feel about this matchup?
Well, this is a tough one. I know a lot of people are going to be like, "Oh, it's The Town, absolutely." But The Town is really good. The Town's a really good movie. It's kind of like Argo in the way that it's pretty damn perfect. I mean, there's not many weak spots in it. It's a little bit long in some spots, but as soon as you think it's going to be a little too long, it turns it around and picks back up. So really, The Town is a really good damn movie. All the good things you guys hear about it are true. From the performances, production design, story, everything. And then there's Batman versus Superman. I really like Batman versus Superman. I know it gets a ton of hate. And honestly, I don't get it. I don't know what people are asking for. I'm sure some people are going to let me know exactly what they're asking for. But I don't get it. But I don't get it. It was a really fun movie, especially if you get the director's cut. I don't remember what they called it exactly, but that's a much better version of it. But really, I mean, it was a really fun movie. It told a really good story. It's long too, but it doesn't seem like it's a super long movie. People talk about how Jesse Eisenberg was Lex Luthor and all that. I have a problem with it. I mean, it didn't bother me. It was a different take on Lex Luthor, but I mean, that's a different take on Batman. Okay. I mean, That didn't bother me. Really, the only thing in Batman versus Superman that sticks out to me, and I guess it's kind of a small thing, is the whole Martha thing.
Well, yeah, I mean that stuck out for everybody, I think.
Yeah, I am on board with everybody when it comes to that. That was stupid. I really wish they found something else to link these characters together besides just that name. It was a really contrived, ridiculous scene. But everything else, though, I really enjoyed about Batman vs Superman. And the one thing that I think BVS has over the town is its rewatchability. The Town's this movie that
Interesting.
It's great. It's wonderful. It was a great movie, but I'm not gonna watch it again. I mean, the story's been told. I have no need to see it again. Batman vs Superman is one of those popcorn movies that I can throw in and watch again. I can watch it multiple times and have a good time with it. So I might lean towards Batman vs Superman in this seat.
You know, I know there's a couple people in here that are gonna vote for Batman v Superman, and I gotta say, if Batman vs Superman makes it over the town, I'm gonna lose my mind. Look, okay, Batman v Superman is a movie that I'm on record as saying that I like. We've done multiple shows, and I have said that I like Batman vs Superman. I have voted for Batman vs Superman over other movies in the past, but there's no way that I can vote Batman vs Superman over The Town. The Town might be one of my favorite Ben Affleck movies ever. In general, overall, you know, not just this decade, almost my favorite movie, and he directed this. You know, people, when he directed Gone Baby Gone, people were like, oh, okay, Ben Affleck is a capable director. When he did The Town, that's when people were like, okay, this guy has the stuff. And of course, then he went on to an Argo, and that elevated him to another level. But man, what he was able to do at The Town, he made a movie that was a smaller budget, you know, almost like an indie film, and he made it look and feel like a giant studio film. It is gripping. It's on the edge of your seat. Now, to be fair, it does have some typical Hollywood tropes in it. Okay, but I feel like they did such a good job at telling the story that I'm okay with it. I'm okay letting go with the idea that some of these things may not be completely original, but I still, I don't know, man. To me, you know, you have a good point about the rewatchability. I'm not saying that The Town has no rewatchability, because it definitely is for me. But have I seen Batman vs Superman more? I mean, maybe I have. By the nature of liking comic book movies, maybe I have seen it more. I don't. So maybe you do have a point there. I don't know, but I can't see myself not voting for The Town. I don't know on this one. Now you might convince me the other way. But, I mean, probably not, but.
It's a tough one, because The Town. If you ask me just outright, what's a better movie? Is The Town a better film than BVS? Yes, it's a better film. It's a better film. But as far as like I said, just like if you said tonight, hey, we're gonna watch a movie. Here's your two options. Which one do you want to watch? I'm probably gonna pick BVS, because it's just kind of check your brain at the door, have a good time, fun. And not to say I will never watch The Town again, but probably gonna pick BVS over The Town. It has a rewatchability and an excitement in it that The Town doesn't.
Well, let's see what the people have to say. Let me start this poll, because I am very interested. Because I've been looking at this chat and okay, I really don't know how this is gonna go. I know Ryan, Nerdy Blur TV, just cannot stand Batman v Superman. He's been going off. He said BVS is an awful heap. So you know how he feels. Cat in Pennsylvania, I know, is a big BVS fan. So I think he actually might be doing that. Sir Nerderlot says, I like both really, but like just stated, The Town was like a perfect matchup for Affleck. I totally agree. Ryan's saying in nice bold letters, trash. You know, it's not nice. It's not nice.
No, it's not. Oh, no,
people like that movie.
It hurt my feelings.
I like that movie. It's like four comic book graphic novels in one. I mean, what more could you want?
Yeah.
Well, you just want one storyline in a movie? We got 4. It's great.
Has he seen Zack Snyder movies?
You know, Ryan's too busy watching Star Wars movies to care about DC movies, right? All right. So time for me to vote. I gotta go Town. I can't not. It's one of my favorite Ben Affleck movies. It might be in my top 250 of all time. I know it's a big number, but I do really enjoy this for sure. It's going to move on. So I'm going to actually talk about some of the other actors the next round because I'm pretty sure this one's going to move on. So I definitely have a couple more ammo, bullets in the chamber here to talk about the Town to try to, spoiler alert. I'm really hoping the Town makes it all the way. I know some people I was talking to earlier today on Twitter saying that Argo is the one that might move on. I know there's a lot of love for Gone Girl, so we'll see. But yeah, Ryan jumps in and says, Zach is so not my cup of tea. Yes, that is abundantly clear.
Yeah.
Nerdy
not for everybody.
Says that Star Wars comment was a low blow because Star Wars is a dead horse being beaten for me. Yes, I know. But it's cool. I'm right there with you.
You're not alone. Yeah, you're not alone.
We'll all beat that dead horse to death. All right. We got 40 seconds left. Did you vote? Did you vote yet?
No, I was holding out.
So you're at the point where you could vote Batman v Superman and not feel bad about it. And at least in your soul, you would be doing the right thing for yourself, even though the Town is probably going to move on.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. When we first started this, I figured the Town was going to move on. And the Town is a really good movie. It's a great movie. So I don't feel bad. I'm okay with it. I was hoping that either Justice League or BVS would at least make it to round 2, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it was a tough road for them for sure. But you never. But the crazier things have happened. Look, we did the most anticipated of the spring of 2020 2 weeks ago, and when we started, I would never have thought that The Way Back was going to be the most anticipated movie for everybody. I never would have thought that.
It wasn't for everybody.
Yeah. Did you see it yet?
No, I haven't. I'm sure it's a great movie.
I'm hearing good things.
It wasn't the one I would have picked. But I'm just one guy.
No. I was dumbfounded when that happened. I was totally shocked. All right, so we have the number 2 seed of the Town moving on. So not really by my surprise here. I kind of anticipated the top 4 was gonna move on. Let's go ahead and go back and check out the bracket. This is going to shape up for a really good semifinals and finals because we got 4 excellent movies here that I think people are going to have some differing opinions on, and I can't wait to hear them. So let's jump into it with Argo against The Accountant, the number 1 seed going up against the number 4 seed. What do you think about this? See, this is going to start to get a little tougher now.
This sucks. I really like The Accountant. It's such a good movie that nobody's seen. I want it to go on. Oh my god. Argo is so damn good.
I mean, how do you go against an Oscar winner? I mean, I know Oscars aren't everything, and I know it's cool to hate the Oscars, but still, it's that good. So,
it is that good.
How do you go against it? Make a good case for The Accountant.
Against Argo?
Not so much, huh?
That's a tough one. The Accountant has better action than Argo.
That is very true. Yeah, let's talk about that. There's a lot of fight scenes and action scenes in this movie that are really, they pulled off really well. Affleck was very believable in a guy who could do all these tasks. And I would say that having played somebody with special needs in this movie, I don't think he went over the top. I think he was very reserved in his acting choices. And I think that's what really helped make the movie as good as it is. It wasn't like a full blown, over the top, special needs. It was reined in, and I thought he did a really good job portraying that.
Yeah, and it served a purpose. There was a reason, as far as the story goes, that he was like that. That he had his autistic,
Yes,
right?
yes.
I remember. Yeah. And he wasn't like like you said. It was reined in. It wasn't like he wasn't real far out there on the spectrum. I don't think. But I mean, there was that he took his autism, made it work for him. He made it work for him, and he made it work in this world, and that's how he was able to be as successful as he is, or was, or is, whatever, at the job that he does. So I thought that was it wasn't just nervous tics or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like we're grasping at straws here, though.
I mean, you might be right. Let me throw up the chat, or not the chat. Let me throw up the poll, and then we'll go to the chat and see what people are saying for this one. So let's see. We got Sir Nerdalot said, "Man, if I had seen The Accountant, I'd probably be voting for it." Which is, I gotta say, one bad thing for moving on is that not a lot of people saw. Cat Pennsylvania said Argo is really good. And yes, I agree. Oh, Benzo's here. Welcome, Benzo. Benzo jumping in for his first vote of the night, going with Argo. Yeah, definitely Argo, I think, for me, is where I'm going. Argo fuck yourself is like a common phrase that people just, it worked in that movie, and they played it up a few times. And that's one of this movie. That's one of the good things about this movie is it's not just your serious drama. It's got a lot of comedy in it as well, and it works.
It did. It was real natural, and that is one of the things I'd say. It wasn't like compared to, say, The Town, which was. Town was pretty just hardcore the whole time. This movie had a good bit of levity in it, but it still kept it serious. And it was a very serious situation, a real thing that happened, but they were able to interject that real natural comedy into it that kept it really entertaining and just light enough when it needed to be. And I did really appreciate that. But and that's probably one of the reasons it's going to be The Accountant.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure. And just so I let everyone know, if you want to vote for Argo, !vote 1 in the chat. If you want to do The Accountant, !vote 4. We got about a minute and a half left on it. We got 4 votes so far for Argo. Unfortunately, I don't think this is necessarily going to be a close one. I would actually be surprised if anyone actually did vote for The Accountant. I don't know. It's it's here's the thing about Argo, and why I think you can easily say this is one of the best movies of that year. I really enjoyed the way that they portrayed the non-Americans in this movie. He could have so easily had it be they're evil, a very one-sided look, but they really were able to look at both sides and kind of not forgive why the attack on the embassy happened, but sort of give a better understanding and more layered nuances to it than just, oh, they're bad. And that's what I think made this one of the best movies of the year.
Absolutely, they weren't just nameless faces. They were just cannon fodder.
Yes,
I mean, there was. You didn't have to agree. It's kind of like Thanos. You don't have to agree with what they're doing, but you understand where they're coming.
Right. Exactly. All right, the poll has ended. Argo with 100% of the vote. A giant blowout here with Argo, and this is why Argo is the #1 seed. It's gonna be hard to defeat Argo, even the winner of this next one. If you liked Argo but don't think Argo should win, this is where you really need to pick correctly, because it's going to be very hard to take Argo down. We have the #3 seed of Gone Girl going up against the #2 seed of The Town. I've praised my love for The Town. But I can be convinced otherwise, because I think Gone Girl is an excellent movie in its own right. So how do you feel about these? This one is a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, these are both obviously both really good movies. Oh man, they're just really different movies too. It's hard to compare these two as to like which is better. One's like a crime thriller, and one or like a heist crime thriller, and one's more of a, I guess it's a crime thriller too. But they're just very different movies, very different. I mean, one concerns about how the media portrays things and twists things around, and kind of gives us a look into that and how people are affected. And it's almost like these cases we see on TV all the time of like so and so killed their spouse or their spouse is missing, and what's actually going on behind the scenes and how everybody betrays you. And The Town was about friggin' hardcore Boston bank robbers.
Hey, it was a love story. There's a love story in there too. A real twisted one, but I guess technically they're both twisted love stories.
Very, especially Gone Girl. You talk about twisted love story. Gone Girl has some really twisted stuff in it, man. Oh man, I don't. They're both really. They're both really good movies for different reasons. How do you compare these two? I'm probably honestly going to go with The Town.
Right.
If I had to just say which one is better overall, I guess I'll say it's better, but I feel like I'm kind of saying something's wrong with Gone Girl, which is not, because that's a really good damn movie.
Yeah, I think you nailed it on the head here. It's at this point it's preference on maybe the genre that you enjoy, because The Town it's not really an action movie, but it's suspense with action. Gone Girl is sort of a suspense thriller with almost horror elements to it, with some of the stuff that goes on. So it really depends on how you feel of those genres, because you're right. Equally, I think. Let's take a look at directors. David Fincher is probably more accomplished director, especially at this point in their careers. But that's nothing to take away from Ben Affleck, especially having The Town in his second film out.
Sure. I mean, David Fincher. I guess he's technically more accomplished. He's made more movies, but he also made Alien 3.
Okay. True. But he has done stuff like Fight Club and Social Network and stuff like that. So
I know, of course.
So not too shabby, I'd say. But yeah,
he's doing all right.
Yeah, he's doing okay for himself, for sure. So directors are good. Acting, I think, was very good in both. Neil Patrick Harris came out of nowhere and did an awesome job in this movie. I mean, we kind of knew he could act because of How I Met Your Mother, but that's sort of like a goofy comedy. And of course Howard and Kumar. But he really impressed me in this movie. So I gotta give some points to Gone Girl for the supporting cast over there as well.
Yeah. Both of them. I mean, they both had. They both have the same strengths. They're both very well made, very interesting stories, very well executed, and great performances. It depends on the night. I mean, Tuesday I might want The Town, and Thursday I might want to watch Gone Girl. It just depends on your mood as to which one's gonna win the night out. Tonight is Town.
I'm with you. You know what? Except I think I just accidentally voted for Gone Girl. Yep. I just did that. I definitely just voted for Gone Girl. So I guess Gone Girl might move on. Oh my goodness! I can't believe I did that.
I haven't voted yet.
That's okay. It doesn't really matter, because if you vote for The Town, it ain't moving on. I can't. Look, okay. I like Gone Girl. Let me embrace my error there. I really like. Cat Pennsylvania says accident my ass. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like The Town is not moving on. It looks like Gone Girl is going to be moving on to the next round because, it would have been a tie anyway. So it would have been interesting at that point. But look, I'm totally fine with Gone Girl. I could knock The Town down a bunch if I really wanted to, because look, because I did say it at the beginning. There's a lot of regular tropes in this movie that we have seen before in a lot of movies. It just so happens that, you know, sometimes you forgive it because you're really enjoying what you're watching. And you know, you kind of forgive that kind of stuff. Especially with the action, that whole end section with Fenway Park with the shootout is great.
Yeah. If you want to make yourself feel better about it, say Gone Girl has
I'm trying.
a very distinctive visual style. It's got that David Fincher look to it.
Yes.
So you know, it's got that over the town.
Correct.
That's all I got. That's all I got.
Well, hey, that works for me. That helps me sleep I'll be able to sleep at night. Let's go to the bracket real quick. So in a surprise upset, Gone Girl is now moving on, which is fine because I'll be honest, I don't know that I really would have voted for anything other than Argo anyway. Even if the town moved on, I personally, I think I was going to vote for Argo.
I think somebody called that.
Yeah, it's quite possible. So I'm going to put the poll up now because we've talked these movies to death. So let's jump into it. I want to see what the people have to say. Let's see. Sir Nerdlet said this would be my final. Really? Okay. So this is exactly what you thought it would be. And Cat Pennsylvania says this is perfect. Okay. So maybe I was subconsciously choosing the right one. That people enjoy more. See, look, we already got votes for Gone Girl going on. Benzo says, so that's one of the reasons why I voted for the town. Oh, why? Oh, I haven't seen Gone Girl personally. Okay. Here's what I'll say, Benzo. You gotta see Gone Girl. It is a creepy movie. It is suspenseful. It is not what you think it is at all. No, it's got a lot of twists and turns in it, and I think you'd really like it. Okay.
And watch the accountant too.
Yes, everybody watch all of these movies. They're fun, for sure. Well, all right, fun's maybe not the right word, but look at this. All right, so Gone Girl's taking the early lead. Me and you still have to vote, and it's gonna come down to us. Oh, Connor's here. Connor Diaz is here with the late vote of Gone Girl. Oh! Look at this! Connor coming in with the haymaker, saying it's going to be Gone Girl. You know, it might be a big upset, or a slightly elevated upset. I don't think anyone could be super upset that Gone Girl. Well, first of all, Gone Girl shouldn't even be in the finals. That's on me. But maybe it is. Maybe it should. Connor says, "Love Gone Girl, had to get it in." Hey. See, it's a good thing. I knew you were coming, Connor. I knew you were coming. That's why I voted it through. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. I'm still gonna go Argo. I still my nostalgia for this movie, and you know what's gonna push me over the fact. I really enjoy movies based on real events. And I like movies that are based on real events that aren't necessarily super, tied to the real events. And I also like ones that do a really good job. And I thought this one did a really good job at portraying what really happened. We got 30 seconds left, so make sure everyone gets in your vote because we got only a few seconds left. But yeah, so that's what pushed me over the edge. I'm a sucker for historical dramas, and this one I thought was really good. Let's see. So you're voting Argo as well. If it gets down to a tie, then it's going to come down to you. You're going to be the tiebreaker. So it'll give you an opportunity to either stay or change. But
I voted for Argo.
You did, but you forgot the space in between vote and one, so it did not count. Oh no. Look, it's a night of fun errors. Okay, Gone Girl. I think this is one of those things where
you're fucking kid. I'm sorry.
So I screwed up last round. You screwed up this round. Captain Pennsylvania says fate won today. Hey, look, I'll say this. More people in the chat enjoy this movie than the two of us sitting here. Okay, so
it's a good movie. Against Argo, come on, man.
Okay, so we officially screwed everything up all night, which is great. I love it. So all right, hey, there's no shenanigans going on here. Like I said, it's not up to us. It is up to the people who vote. So let's go back to the bracket. Let's take a look here, and here we go. We have, man. Okay, so let's go. I got to put some music here because I can't take this. All right, hold on. All right, need to drown out my sorrows. Okay. Let's take a look at the improbable way that Gone Girl did this. So up against Live by Night, pretty convincingly. That's not a big surprise. Goes up against The Town, maybe one of Ben Affleck's best movies. Narrowly wins. Then goes up against Argo, Best Picture winner, maybe one of the best movies he ever directed. Not necessarily acted, so okay. So we'll give Gone Girl. He acted better in Gone Girl, but Gone Girl is the winner. Yeah. This is happening, and you know what? I couldn't be more happy for Gone Girl. Gone Girl, congratulations! You are the best film of Ben Affleck from the 2010s. It feels weird saying that, but hey, a lot of people in the chat are loving this.
It is a good movie. Gone Girl is a really good movie.
Yeah, I'm giving it some crap, but yes, at the end of the day, it is a really good movie. Jacob, thank you so much for joining me tonight. This has been an absolute blast. No matter how it turns out, I just love sitting here and I love talking movies with people. I hope you had a good time, and I hope in the future you'll definitely come back and do this again with another bracket with us.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you letting me come on. I had a great time. Anytime you need somebody to come on, I'm here. I have a pretty boring life, so plenty of time. Just let me know. I'll come on and talk movies with you anytime.
Awesome. We got behind the scenes. I was talking to Trinity at Second Street Marvel. I told him, so I'll give a little hint to people. I got a huge bracket competition that's coming up in June, and I'm gonna need a lot of people to come on and talk to me about those. So I will definitely be hitting you up for that one. It'll be a fun one.
Awesome.
Guys, go check out Jacob's channel, Jacob Anders Reviews. All the links are in the description below. Follow him on Twitter at, is it Red and Evil? Is that how you pronounce it?
Red Neville.
Red Neville. Okay. See, I wasn't sure if it was Red and Evil, like N apostrophe, or so Red Neville. See, now I know. Now I know for sure. Okay, definitely, you guys go follow him and go watch his stuff. He's got a great channel over there. Trust me, you will find it very entertaining. So, Jacob, thank you so much again for coming. Thank you for all of you who were here and voting and having a good time. We will be back next week. We're going to be doing Max von Sydow films. Unfortunately, Max von Sydow passed away recently, and we're going to do a little show kind of going through some of your favorite films of his as well. So check Twitter, check at Fanjecture on Twitter, and I'll post which movies we're going to be talking about there. So that's all I have for you tonight. Once again, Jacob, thank you for joining us, and we will see you all next week.